Now that we have addressed some of the cognitive areas of growth in early childhood, let's take a look at the topic of school and its various applications. Early childhood education. Providing universal preschool has become an important lobbying point for federal, state, and local leaders throughout our country. In his 2013 State of the Union address, President Obama called upon Congress to provide high-quality preschool for all children. He continued to support universal preschool in his legislative agenda, and in December 2014, the president convened state and local policymakers for the White House Summit on Early Education. However, universal preschool covering all 4-year-olds in the country would require significant funding. Further, how effective preschools are in preparing children for elementary school and what constitutes high-quality early childhood education have been debated. To set criteria for designation as a high-quality preschool, the National Association for the Education of Young Children, NAEYC, identifies 10 standards. These include positive relationships among all children and adults are promoted, a curriculum that supports learning and development in social, emotional, physical, language, and cognitive areas. Teaching approaches that are developmentally, culturally, and linguistically appropriate. Assessment of children's progress to provide information on learning and development. The health and nutrition of children are promoted, while they are protected from illness and injury. Teachers possess the educational qualifications, knowledge, and commitment to promote children's learning. Collaborative relationships with families are established and maintained. Relationships with agencies and institutions in the children's communities are established to support the program's goals. The indoor and outdoor physical environments are safe and well maintained. Leadership and management personnel are well qualified, effective, and maintain licensure status with the applicable state agency. Parents should review preschool programs using the NAEYC criteria as a guide and template for asking questions that will assist them in choosing the best program for their child. Selecting the right preschool is also difficult because there are so many types of preschools available. One researcher identified Montessori, Waldorf, Reggio Emilia, HighScope, Creative Curriculum, and Bank Street as types of early childhood education programs that focus on children learning through discovery. Teachers act as facilitators of children's learning and development and create activities based on the child's developmental level. Here is a table summarizing characteristics of each type of program. The Montessori program, founded by Dr. Maria Montessori, refers to children's activity as work, not play. Children are given long periods of time to work. Focuses on individual learning. Features child-sized furniture in defined work areas. Materials are carefully chosen and introduced to children by their teacher. Features mixed age grouping. Teachers should be certified in teaching the Montessori method. The Waldorf program, founded by Rudolf Steiner, focuses on the whole child. Features connections to nature, sensory learning, and imagination. Provides large blocks of time for play. Delays formal academic instruction. Believes the environment protects children from negative influences. Relationships are important, so groupings last for several years. Looping. Teachers should be certified in teaching the Waldorf method. The Reggio Emilia program, founded by Lourdes Malaguzzi, believes teachers and children co-construct a curriculum. Teachers are researchers, and that the environment is the third teacher and features beauty and order. Children's learning is documented through the multiple methods, 100 languages of children. They have an art studio with an artist to instruct children. Believe children are competent and capable. Children stay together for 3 years. Parents partner with teachers. They see the community as an extension of the school. The HighScope program, founded by David Weichert, features defined learning areas, has 8 content areas with 58 key developmental indicators, believes consistency of daily routine is important, uses a plan, do, review sequence in which they make up a plan, act on it, and then reflect on the results. Teachers are partners and use the Child Observation Record, COR, to help assess children and plan curriculum. Utilizes a 6-step process to teach children conflict resolution. The Bank Street program, founded by Lucy Sprague Mitchell, is also referred to as the developmental interactionist approach. The environment is arranged into learning centers, focuses on hands-on experience with long periods of time given. Teachers use questions to further children's exploration. Blocks are a primary material in the classroom. Field trips are frequently used. The creative curriculum, founded by Diane Trister Dodge, focuses on children's play and self-selected activities. The environment is arranged into learning areas. Large blocks of time are given for self-selected play. Uses projects as the basis for curriculum. Is research-based and includes an assessment system. Head Start. For children who live in poverty, Head Start has been providing preschool education since 1965, when it first began with President Lyndon Johnson as part of his War on Poverty. It currently serves nearly 1 million children and annually costs approximately $7.5 billion. However, concerns about the effectiveness of Head Start have been ongoing since the program began. One study reviewed existing research on Head Start and found that there were no lasting gains, and the average child in Head Start had not learned more than children who did not receive preschool education. A report dated July 2015, evaluating the effectiveness of Head Start, comes from the What Works Clearinghouse. The What Works Clearinghouse identifies research that provides reliable evidence on the effectiveness of programs and practices in education, and is managed by the Institute of Education Services for the United States Department of Education. After reviewing 90 studies on the effectiveness of Head Start, only one study was deemed scientifically acceptable, and this study showed disappointing results. This study showed that 3 and 4-year-old children in Head Start received potentially positive effects on general reading achievement, but no noticeable effects on math achievement and social-emotional development. Non-experimental designs are a significant problem in determining the effectiveness of Head Start programs because a control group is needed to show group differences that would demonstrate educational benefits. Because of ethical reasons, low-income children are usually provided with some type of preschool programming in an alternative setting. Additionally, Head Start programs are different depending on the location, and these differences include the length of the day or qualifications of the teachers. Lastly, testing young children is difficult and strongly dependent on their language skills and comfort level with an evaluator. Applications to early education. Understanding how children think and learn has proven useful for improving education. Activities like playing games that involve working with numbers and spatial relationships can give young children a developmental advantage over peers who have less exposure to the same concepts. Mathematics. Even before they enter kindergarten, the mathematical knowledge of children from low-income backgrounds lags far behind that of children from more affluent backgrounds. A few researchers have hypothesized that this difference is due to the children in middle and upper-income families engaging more frequently in numerical activities. For example, playing numerical board games such as Chutes and Ladders. Chutes and Ladders is a game with a number in each square. Children start at the number 1 and spin a spinner or throw a dice to determine how far to move their token. Playing this game seemed likely to teach children about numbers because in it, larger numbers are associated with greater values on a variety of dimensions. In particular, The higher the number that a child's token reaches, the greater the distance the token will have traveled from the starting point, the greater the number of physical movements the child will have made in moving the token from one square to another, the greater the number of number words the child will have said and heard, and the more time will have passed since the beginning of the game. These spatial, kinesthetic, verbal, and time-based cues provide a broad-based, multi-sensory foundation for knowledge of numerical magnitudes, the size of numbers, a type of knowledge that is closely related to achievement test scores in mathematics. Playing this numerical board game for roughly 1 hour, distributed over a 2-week period, improved low-income children's knowledge of numerical magnitudes, ability to read printed numbers, and skill at learning novel arithmetic problems. The gains lasted for months after the game playing experience. An advantage of this type of educational intervention is that it has minimal, if any, cost. A parent could just draw a game on a piece of paper. Reading. Cognitive developmental research has shown that phonemic awareness, that is, awareness of the component sounds within words, is a crucial skill in learning to read. To measure awareness of the component sounds within words, researchers asked children to decide whether 2 words rhyme, to decide whether the words start with the same sound, to identify the component sounds within words, and to indicate what would be left if a given sound were removed from a word. Kindergartners' performance on these tasks is the strongest predictor of reading achievement in 3rd and 4th grade, even stronger than IQ or social class background. Moreover, teaching these skills to randomly chosen 4 and 5-year-olds results in them being better readers years later. Continuing brain maturation. Understanding of cognitive development is advancing on many different fronts. One exciting area is linking changes in brain activity to changes in children's thinking. Although many people believe that brain maturation is something that occurs before birth, the brain actually continues to change in large ways for many years thereafter. For example, a part of the brain called the prefrontal cortex, which is located at the front of the brain and is particularly involved with planning and flexible problem solving, continues to develop throughout adolescence. Such new research domains, as well as enduring issues such as nature and nurture, continuity and discontinuity, and how to apply cognitive development research to education, ensure that cognitive development will continue to be an exciting area of research in the coming years.